Hey everybody, welcome back to AutoCraft Season 5. My name is Jeshik. I hope that you are doing so well. I know it's been a while, but I am so happy to see you here. Since you last saw me, I have been busy at work on my base trying to get through some of the builds that Lyrian left for us. I wasn't able to do everything before the end of Season 5, but I was able to do some things, and I want to make sure I show that off to you today. But first, we need to go refill the wool shop to make sure we are prepared for the end of Season 5. So it has been quite a while since I have released a video. Again, life just happens. I've just got a lot of things going on, but I'm so excited to be back and to show you all of the progress that I've made on my area since I've been away. I've been doing a lot of work in this area to try to accomplish all the things that Lyrian left for us. Like I said, I wasn't able to finish everything, and so my hope is that when this world becomes available to you for world download, that maybe you can contribute to my area. But for now, I think what I have done looks really great, and I'm very proud of what I've been able to accomplish. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this wool here quick, and then I will meet you over at the carousel. All right, now we're flying over to the shopping district. I thought for my final episode, I would just take a walk through the shopping district just to see what's new, what we haven't explored yet, and then stop at the carousel. So I'm going to start all the way over here at this bridge, which is lovely. And I think it's a great connection over, I think that might be Heart's initial area. And I think Bear might also have an initial area over there. Rosie's over there. Dune is over there. So that's that area. And then Shantytown, obviously. So this is new since the last time I've been on. Looks to me like it's going to be a Prismarine shop. Yes, it is. Very nice. Very nice. Obviously, this beautiful garden. I don't think I've shown this garden off. It looks so nice. It just flows really well. It looks really good. And then we head over. Sorry, I'm getting a little sentimental. I've loved being here on season 5. This is my first full season of AutoCraft. And I've really enjoyed my time here. And so getting a little sentimental here. Our tree shop by Geo, used that many times. We have the axolotl cart here, and let me tell you, there's been an accident. So one of the builds that you're going to see over at my base is a little pond area. And we had very early on in the season captured a bunch of axolotls, different colors. Actually, I think all 4 of the variants, maybe 4 or 5. I don't remember. I released them into the pond and I gave them names, and then they all vanished. They all disappeared. So I think I'm going to have to come back here. I believe this is Heart's stand for the axolotls, and grab some axolotls and put them over in the little pond. I'm so sad that our originals did not make it, but very happy that I can get some more right there. Our Froglight area, this is such a cute build. And heading over here, we have our name tag and saddle shop, which I thought turned out really nice. I loved my use of the armor stands there. I'm going to have to do some more of that next season for sure. And then upstairs was the secret little library with the random enchants that people could come in and purchase for 1 diamond. This was Geo's sort of favor shop or joke shop, where you could request an item from him and you'd have to prank somebody and get that item. And then Rosie's cute little cafe, very nice. Continuing on, I am seeing some stuff that is new that I haven't seen before. Like this is all very interesting things. We have a little shrunken head. Oh, look at little Geo. We have the tough shop, which has changed now to be solely a tough shop and not the little scheme that it was for part of the season. Right here we have a little amethyst shop, very cute. We have our terracotta shop. I think that's the slime stand. This area was for originally built when we did the crossover event during the winter time. So this is where we had all of our guests' items that they could come and pick up and then meet their AutoCrafter. Since then, we've added some things, a big bus here that sort of links up to the Nether Hub. It's not a true Nether Hub in the sense that it's like a giant build, but there are some things in there that sort of link the overworld to the Nether. We have a map here. If we keep going this way, and actually I just got to get around here. There we go. This is the road. So if we go this way and fly down the road here, we have Crink's furniture shop. I think this was a really great idea. Sort of gives me a little bit of like IKEA vibes. He's got a furniture showroom right here, and then you could buy little bits and bobs in this little storage area. And continuing down the path, we had Sherb's Honey Tree. I do miss Sherb. He was a great addition to AutoCraft. I hope that he is doing so well in his new ventures. This, I believe, was the podcast studio where I think a couple people were running the podcasts and were like interviewing AutoCrafters. Very cool. We have the firework stand. We have this building, which I'm assuming is, yep, a bunch of like skulk items, which is nice. A little leather pop-up, a little feather pop-up. Over here, we have our beautiful carousel. I'll be back to you in just a moment. The bone shop. The armadogos, that's funny. Dogs and armadillo armor, very cute. We have Fireflyers, Firefly Bush & Co. It was like Mojang knew that Fireflyer was on our server and needed some items to match his name in game. So we have the new Firefly bushes. I've already purchased a couple. You're welcome, Fireflyer. And then just some regular bushes. Over here, we have the little sweets shop. Very cute, where they've had a rotating list of flavors for cookies over the past few months. Very cool. Then we have the redstone shop. I believe this is Anki with the redstone. Very cool with the lamps up top. I like that little detail. Here we have a dye and flowers shop. Very cute. All the dyes, a bunch of flowers. Really is a great build. We have this shop, the Hoppa Totem. I think I might have showed this off in the last video. I don't remember. Totem purchases, really great. I think I'm gonna definitely have to prioritize totems next season. One of my goals for next season is not dying ever. With my track record though, we know that's gonna be a huge challenge. So we'll see how that goes. Here we have the pale moss and mossy stones and moss carpet and things like that. Here we have Dune's new shulker shop. It is so cool. I'm gonna walk in. The music starts. It's so cool. I actually got a little peek from Dune when he was building this underneath to look at all the redstone. It is just insane. Such a talented builder, such a talented redstoner. I'm very impressed. Over here, we have a nice little concrete boat, sort of like they're stopping at a dock and releasing or giving their stock here, which is great. I did need some purple concrete, so I did come and take some of this and left some diamonds for our friend here. But I think this is a really nice build that sort of utilizes the water, and some other builds over here also utilizing the water. We have this sand shop here. I believe this is Maranther. Little shop here with the face. It looks so nice. Nice automated door, and then you come in and you have a bunch of sand for the sand shop. I think this looks so great. She did such a great job. And then continuing on over here, we have this beautiful little rubber ducky in the ocean. Very cute. I believe this is where you can get your own heads or a certain sort of skull. Yeah, you can get your heads here. A really neat idea if people want to use heads for decorating. This gear up here, I'm assuming is copper and maybe iron based on what I'm seeing here. Yeah, there are iron blocks, and yeah, copper. So yeah, this is a very neat build here, this gear. Really, there's a lot of detail here. I really like the detail. Looks nice. Oh, I don't think I looked at Lazy's little bungalow area. It's been a while since we've been over here. His villager bungalow area with the trades. It looks so great. He's got a little fox stuck in here. I don't think that was intentional, but the fox has been a nice employee when I've visited over the last few months to get some enchants. So I think this is great. All right, let's head over to the carousel. Here it is. I really am proud of the carousel. I'm happy that I was able to get it to work and make it be functional. I think, yeah, I really, really enjoy it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a ride on the carousel for one last time. I'll get on the gray carpet donkey and just celebrate the end of season 5. I've had such a great time exploring this world and getting to work with all the AutoCrafters and getting to know the AutoCrafters um, more than I did for the part of the season I was in for season 4. I've just really enjoyed my time, and who doesn't have fun riding a merry-go-round, a little carousel? I'm having so much fun. This is so great. All right, let's go ahead and stop it before anything crazy happens. And then I'll do all of the wool here. So I need to find blue. There it is. All right, we are back at the house. The moment you have been waiting for, going to check out the area. So if you remember from the last video, we actually grew that huge tree, which is sort of a focal point of our area. And since then, the magic has spread all over the land. So now we have a bunch of like the purple amethyst trees and some nether trees and a bunch of plants that are all around the area. Let's check it out. All right, so if we step outside, we will immediately be greeted by a lot of foliage, lots of changes to this area since the last time you saw it. We now have these beautiful amethyst trees that are complemented by some of these nether trees and these nice plants. We've got the pitcher plant, we've got the torch flowers, we have the new firefly bushes. It just looks really nice. I think it sort of adds to the magical feel of this area. If we follow the path over to the tree, we'll see that now the outside has some fields here. One of the builds that we were tasked with building was the Garden of Spells. And so I decided to make a little garden here of some necessary gardening materials. Here we have the sign, the Garden of Spells. And if we come inside to the base of the tree, we actually have a little brewing area, which is really, really nice. I think it turned out great. I love the decoration on the inside. Nothing in the barrels, but if you download this world and want to fill it with your potion ingredients, I think that'd be a great idea. I did also include this sort of upper lofty area. I think my original plan was to put an enchantment area in here, and I just did not have the time to make that happen before this last episode. But again, if you download this world and like my area and would like to continue the build, I think that would be a great place for an enchantment area. Continuing down our path, we go into the little mountainside path that we had seen previously. I did a little bit of decorating in here. It's not my best work, but it sort of gets the point across. We've got the tough ceiling. Obviously, our pathway continues. This sort of decorative green and white and andesite wall. And then our little amethyst area here, this little inlet spot. Again, I was wanting to do that more along this path, but time just got away from me. It just didn't work out. So I think if I ever come back to this world, that'll be one of the projects that I focus on, is trying to add more of those sort of amethyst clusters in the walls here. Then down at the back here, we have a little surprise. So I was trying to create a way for people to get up to the top of the mountain or the top of the hill area where the Wizard's Tower is without elytra. And so I wanted to give them a little bit of a magical feel. So if you come over here and stand in this spot and hit this button, we will be shot up into the air and end up at the top of the hill mountainside. That was really fun. I was able to use the wind charges that we got forever ago to make that happen. So just a nice fun way to get up here. Here we have our really great Wizard's Tower, which again housed our nether portal. And up at the top, we have that crystal that sort of brought back a lot of the magic to this area, um, which I've really liked. Just some more decoration with trees. We've got the foliage going all the way this way. This is where we had the books that sort of talked about our next adventure and some of the structures in Eldoria that I have ended up building, like the Garden of Spells and the Wizard's Tower. And our final thing that you sort of see peeking over the distance here, the Hall of Heroes. So again, the foliage sort of has come down the mountainside here and has come into the Hall of Heroes. It also requested that we make sort of like a sanctuary of spirits, but I feel like this sort of suffices for both of those things. Oh, and actually I'm using a resource pack that takes off all of the armor so that you could see my really great skin. So I'm going to take that off real quick so you can see that these armor stands are actually decorated with some things. That is much better. So here we have all of our wonderful heroes, our legends of Eldoria past. I'm going to go through and read some of their backstories here. I think we've got a good sort of combination of heroes from Eldoria. So I'll start right here. First, we have the High Priestess Alara. So it says, High Priestess Alara was a devout cleric who dedicated her life to serving the gods of Eldoria. She led the faithful in a desperate last stand against a horde of undead that besieged the holy city of Sanctum, holding the line until reinforcements arrived. So she's got a little enchanted golden apple there to help her hold the area. Next up, we have Captain Thalion. Captain Thalion the Swift was a masterful ranger who patrolled Eldoria's vast forest and protected its borders from encroaching monsters and beasts. He thwarted a pack of werewolves that terrorized the countryside, earning the gratitude of the realm's rural folk. So he was a bow wielder. So we've got his chain armor and his bow there. Next, we have Lady Seraphina. Lady Seraphina was a revered mage, known for her mastery of arcane lore and her wisdom in matters of magic. She played a key role in uncovering and neutralizing a cabal of dark sorcerers who sought to unleash chaos upon Eldoria. So she's got some redstone there that she would use in her mage work. Next up, we have Sir Aldrich. Sir Aldrich was a knight renowned for his bravery and skill in battle. He led the defense of Eldoria's northern borders against marauding orc hordes, repelling countless invasions and protecting the realm from external threats. So he's got his sword to go into battle. We continue on. We have Thane Ragnar. Thane Ragnar, the Thunderborn, was a legendary warrior who hailed from the rugged mountains of Eldoria. He single-handedly defeated a rampaging frost giant that threatened to lay waste to the realm, earning his title for his thunderous battle cries. And the final spot is actually going to be Lyrian, if I can figure out some things to leave for Lyrian. Lyrian has been such a guiding light to help me understand the history of Eldoria and help me along my journey of bringing some of the magic of Eldoria back to this area. So I wanted to make sure I gave Lyrian a spot, and we'll see what we can find to sort of put in his area. And with the sun setting, almost nighttime, we have come to the end of our episode, and thus the end of Season 5 of AutoCraft. I hope you have enjoyed your time here with me as much as I have. I have loved getting to tell the story of Eldoria and Lyrian Thorn and getting to show the magic of this area. I stepped out of my comfort zone with this season, with the storytelling and with the builds that I've done, and I think it's only made me a stronger content creator. So I'm very proud of the work that I've done, and I hope that you've enjoyed it as well. If you're sad about missing out on AutoCraft content, not to worry, we will be back so soon with the start of Season 6. We'll have some new faces, some faces will unfortunately be leaving us, but we will have a great time nonetheless in our next season. I hope that you join me, and I will see you later. Have a great day. Bye.
Jeshik, you have done far more than rebuild structures or recite spells. You have rekindled the very soul of this land. The winds hum once more with enchantment, the soil stirs with forgotten magic, and the stars above tilt in your favor. I have watched your journey with pride, wonder, and a quiet joy. You have crafted more than monuments. You have restored meaning. Each step, each word, each spark of arcane light has brought Eldoria closer to what it once was and what it was always meant to become. You have my deepest gratitude, and more than that, my admiration. For you did not simply follow the path, you remembered it. There is one final truth I must give you now. One I have carried in silence across the veil. I am not your guide. I am not your teacher. I am you. I am the echo of your future and the shadow of your past. What was left behind when your power shattered, scattered like ash into the wind. You took your current name when the name Lyrian Thorn was no longer known. But you have reclaimed it, and with it, our destiny. You are Lyrian Thorn, the last Archmage of Eldoria, and now, you are the first.